Resident Evil has a lot of different enemy types that you encounter throughout the different games, from your standard zombie to mutated anything. I will be organizing these enemies from the original Resident Evil game in order of how difficult they are to defeat. It's true that they are all easy depending on the weapon that you are using, but I'm OCD and I'm itching to create a list. This is the easiest to hardest normal type enemies to defeat in Resident Evil 1, so no bosses included. For this video, I'm using gameplay from the DS because it's straight up the same game as the PlayStation 1 version, just slightly easier. Number 9, the small spider. These enemies are encountered after killing the web spinners, which are essentially just the mother spiders. They are easy to get rid of, just stepping on them takes care of that issue, and leaves a satisfying burst sound when you squish them. For number 8, I chose the bees. These should have been number 9, but what made me decide 8 was because they work as a trap essentially. I figured they are slightly harder than the spiders, despite you only encountering them like just once the entire game, and easily can be avoided just by walking into another room, or by just running in circles. The Eider comes in at number 7. These are just snakes. I don't know if they are zombified or not, but just like the last two, they are easily avoidable. It's best to keep your ammo to yourself and just run past them, but they can poison you. If you have a blue herb, then that'll solve your poison issue and get you back to fighting scarier MFs. Down at number 6, we have the web spinners. Remember the small spiders from earlier? These were the mothers I was talking about. They are huge, scary, and cause poison aside from regular damage. These for sure would require multiple healing items if you aren't careful. What's worse is when multiple gain up on you. At that point you might as well pull out your smartwatch and pointlessly jot down your time of death. They are small, feathery, and they'll peck your eyes out. At number 5 we have the crows. These are probably the most intimidating enemies. For starters, right as you walk into a room with them, they just stand there doing nothing but watch your every move and judging you. Nothing is worse than minding your business and having the thought that your every move is being criticized. Also, they pick you senseless to death. Man's best friend comes in at number 4, Cerberus. These are definitely far from being good boys. These zombie dogs are honestly the scariest enemies in any Resident Evil game, to me. Probably because I watched Resident Evil as a child and the dog scenes were the ones that scared me the most. They run fast, so trying to avoid them could be a struggle at times, especially in small corridors. But nothing a few shots to the face won't fix. These are number 4 because you encounter them quite a bit more than the other enemies in the game. Is it a human, a fly, or both? At number 3 we have the Chimera. These are flies spliced with humans, easily the ugliest enemy on this list, but also the one I had the most trouble with on my first playthrough. You walk into this room and you right away get greeted by this monkey looking thing hanging from the ceiling, only to find out it's not a monkey. It's deadass just a human/fly. Hunters are freaking everywhere halfway through the game. They come in at number 2. These frog-like mutations surprise the player as you re-enter the mansion. Now they have replaced the zombies that were previously scattered when you started the game. Hopefully you have plenty of shotgun ammo at this point in the game because you will need it in order to finish exploring the rest of the mansion. Last but not least, the zombies. The first enemy type you encounter in the game. It's number 1 on my list because they are everywhere. Sure, you can easily avoid them by walking past them, but honestly you won't think of doing that on your first playthrough. Playing other zombie games puts you in this mindset that you have to take out every zombie that you come across, but that's almost not possible due to the limit on the resources that you find. They teach you about managing your items and ammo and show you how to deal with other enemies you encounter throughout the game. They also have the most satisfying death animations when you shoot them point blank range with your shotgun. Thanks for making it to the end of my top difficult enemies in Resident Evil 1. Let me know if you agree with my list or if you rank these differently than I do. I appreciate you taking the time to enjoy and watch my video. Until next time, like,